Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of DGS2 Case 3. Today, we are going to look into Case 4, Twisted Karma and His Last Bow. Which I can't tell if it's bow or bow, but I'm gonna go with bow, because I think that's what the intention was. So, this is a two-part case, in a sense, because Case 5 will also be involving whatever case we're going to be tackling in Case 4, so it's a two-parter, but it's still pretty lengthy. Not as lengthy as Case 3. I think Case 3 wins in the length of how long that one is, so this one won't be too bad. So let's get started. I can't remember if there was a part at the beginning of this with Watson narrating.
ホームズはパイプを手に窓の外に広がる濃い霧を見下ろしていた。この霧の底には一体いくつの事件が隠れているのだろうね。不思議な新聞広告から始まる奇想天外な事件。魔剣が闇をかける連続殺人事件に夜の墓場でよみがえる死刑囚の事件。そして誰も知らない町外れの小部屋のありふれた殺人事件。どんな事件もその裏側には誰も知らない物語が潜んでいる。僕を事件現場へと駆り立てるのはその物語なのだよ、ワトソン。早く帽子を取りたまえ。行こうじゃないか、相棒。僕たちの冒険は終わらない。さあ、ゲームの始まりだ。
Excuse me. Sorry. 8 days after the harrowing trial in which Asogi Kazuma regained his memories, we found ourselves in the lobby of the largest hotel in London, the Gateway Water Hotel. November 1st, 10:24 a.m., the Gateway Water Hotel lobby. Professor Mikotoba should be arriving soon, shouldn't he? Yes! I'm so glad we made it in time! Susato? Susato-san's been acting a little strange since then. Well, not that I blame her. Do you think my father knew about the incident with Kazuma-sama's father? You mean about him being the serial killer, the professor? I figured that was what was bothering her. It seems likely that he did. After all, he was here in London 16 years ago, studying abroad with him. That's true. As I recall, Professor Mikotoba also knew that Asogi had vanished in Hong Kong, right? Yes, he said that he had a good reason for not being able to tell us about it. So I wonder if that means Professor Mikotoba also knows the fact that Asogi has regained his memories and is here in London now.
Oh, Susato!
Hey, there they are! Father!
Susato, you've been well, I hope?
Yes, I'm so glad. You arrived safely as well. Checking the sound.
Thank you for coming all this way to meet us, Naruhodō-kun.
It's no trouble. I'm so glad to see you're looking well.
I've been receiving news of your adventures back home in Japan.
Huh?
I always look forward to the monthly reports that come over on the ship from England.
I'm honored to hear that. Who's this gentleman again? I feel like we've met before, but...
Judging by your expression, you don't seem to remember me.
Yes, well, this seems like a fine opportunity to remind him.
Remind me?
In that case, I shall now hand down my verdict for the defendant, Naruhodō Ryūnosuke. Guilty!
You're...
Court is hereby in session for Naruhodō Ryūnosuke.
Your Honor! Judge Jikoku Seshiro-sama, it's been a long time since our last meeting. I'm Susato.
It seems like you remember. Guilty!
As I recall, I received a not guilty verdict, though.
In any case, so this is what London looks like after 10 years, huh? I never thought I'd be back here again.
That's true. Nor did I expect the great Japanese Empire to be invited to participate in an international symposium. Who could have imagined? This is all thanks to you, Jikoku.
All right, Mikotoba, you old silver tongue.
I see. So this is Judge Jigoku. 16 years ago, Professor Mikotoba, Asogi's father, and him. They were the 3 Japanese exchange students.
In any case, customs ended up taking a long time checking my luggage. I'm rather envious of Mr. Cabinet Minister here, who was excused from inspection.
Really? I guess you would be, huh?
Cabinet Minister?
Jigoku here just happens to also hold the position as our nation's Minister of Foreign Affairs. He was the one who hushed everyone who complained about you being a substitute exchange student.
Guilty!
Well, I really owe you then. I guess he's just as impressive as he looks.
Oh, right. Naruhodō-kun. I got a telegram from Lord Vortex yesterday.
Huh?
Seems like you found out about everything in that trial 8 days ago. About the tragedy that occurred 10 years ago, I mean.
If you wouldn't mind, could you tell us a little more about it? Alright, let's do it. Your journey from Japan. So, how was it? Your journey to London, I mean.
As you know, 50 days at sea feels like an awfully long time.
But it was even worse 16 years ago when we first came here.
True. We all wondered if we might be adrift in the ocean forever. This time, we took the same sea route you two did, so we were able to relax and enjoy the voyage.
So, then you must have stopped by France's City of Roses, Paris.
Yes, although we only spent 1 night there. We departed from Dunkirk Harbor last night and crossed Dover Channel.
The International Scientific Investigation Symposium starts tomorrow. Looks like we made it just in time.
Knowing that my own father was invited to such an important gathering makes me so proud. Aww.
Jigoku here managed to earn the trust of England's Attorney General during our study abroad 16 years ago. It's likely that's what secured us the invitation. I was just tacked on as an afterthought.
Oh, don't be so humble. You were the one who had the forensic pathologist professors from that huge hospital oohing and ahhing over you.
To be honest, I can't say I have fond memories of it.
True. No matter how many years pass, that guy is gone for good.
He must mean Asogi's father. Asogi's father. The true identity of the professor, the one who formerly killed 5 people of noble blood, ended up being Asogi's father, didn't it?
It sure did. Asogi Genshin.
Genshin. And of course, you knew, didn't you, father?
Yes, I was involved too, after all.
Asogi Genshin was studying abroad as a detective. He was learning investigative techniques at Scotland Yard.
Ah, he was a detective.
We never even got to find out why that tragedy occurred in the first place.
So, excuse me, I'm like, I don't know, there's something in my throat. So we had Jigoku, who was trained to be a judge, Mikotoba the forensic, and then Genshin as the detective. Interesting. None of them were actually lawyers.
After that top-secret trial, the truth was buried in the darkness when he was executed without ever telling anyone his side of the story. There are very few people in our nation as well who know the truth.
And did Asogi Kazuma know the, truth about his father?
He couldn't have. He was told that his father had died of an illness.
However, perhaps he did have some doubts about his father's death.
Huh?
I looked after Kazuma-kun like my own child, since he didn't have any relatives to take him in. And one day, he came to the professor's lounge at Yume University and said this.
I've been thinking. I need to study in Great Britain, no matter what.
So then, perhaps Kazuma-sama came to the Great British Empire to investigate his father's death.
I don't know. However, when I saw the look in his eyes, I realized that I shouldn't try to stop him.
Actually, there was one more fact that came out during the trial the other day.
Oh? What might that be?
That Asogi Kazuma, who'd vanished in Hong Kong, is alive. He's here in London right now, working as Lord Van Zeek's apprentice.
What?
What? No one told us that!
It looks like Lord Vortex didn't include that in his telegram. Kazuma's revival. It was a year ago that we were on a steamship bound for the Great British Empire when he suddenly lost his life. However, Kazuma-sama had actually survived. You knew, didn't you, father?
To be precise, I didn't. All we knew was the fact that when the steamship made port in Hong Kong, his body vanished.
We dispatched an agent in Hong Kong to search for him, but there were no leads.
No one ever dreamed that he not only lived, but that he was also here in London. I promise you, I had no idea until just now when you told me.
But if that was the case, then why did he never contact us? The government and the police were doing everything they could to hunt down some trace of him.
Well, apparently Kazuma-sama had lost his memories.
What? His memories?
The first time we encountered him here in London, he had no idea who we were.
I see.
He didn't recover his memories until that trial 8 days ago.
My God.
What a curious story. I wonder why Lord Vortex didn't mention any of this to us. In any case, we must speak with him at once.
Asogi, what are you gonna do now? Maybe we should pay him a little visit too. Oh heck yeah, we're visiting him! We need answers! Where has he been? Study abroad 16 years ago.
16 years ago. We're really going back in time here. Mikotoba Yuujin, Asogi Genshin, and me, Jigoku Seishiro, were the first legal studies exchange students our nation ever sent, and we traveled across the ocean.
Sea travel was even more difficult back then than it is now.
I'm glad I was born in this era.
Your father was the top of his forensic pathology class at Yume University at the time, young lady.
Yes, my grandmother mentioned that as well.
He went to study at the big hospital in order to learn British forensic pathology and the art of performing autopsies.
The prison has a cemetery behind it, and the hospital was just beyond the cemetery. The place had quite the intense atmosphere.
Next to the cemetery?
You see, it's often very difficult otherwise to get one's hands on corpses to practice autopsies on.
You could say that ties with cemeteries and prisons are necessary for forensic pathology research.
It's kind of scary, being told that.
I owe a lot to that prison's chief officer barricade.
Then, on our 6th year in England, that incident occurred. Asogi Genshin was arrested as a terrifying serial killer.
I couldn't believe it. I'd known him for years.
I testified in the top-secret trial, hoping to help him.
But you ended up overdoing it and becoming a defendant yourself.
In any case, once the trial was over, we were sent home.
Leaving Asogi Genshin behind, there was nothing we could do.
This hurts my heart. I'm with you, Susato. This hurts my heart just to listen to.
Now then, we really must be going.
Yeah, I'd like to get my trunk up to my room right away.
Oh, sorry. We didn't mean to hold you up. In that case, I shall go call a bellboy. Susato-san ran off.
I wish I could have a more leisurely conversation with you, but I need to prepare for tomorrow.
Right. You're an ambassador for Japan, so please do your best.
Naruhodō-kun. Would you mind continuing to look after Susato for me.
No, it's not like that. She's the one looking after me.
I'm very grateful to you. After all, I'm, not qualified to be a father.
Huh? What do you mean?
It was 16 years ago that I left to study abroad in the Great British Empire. It was the very year she was born.
Yes, so I heard.
No one was happier about her birth than me. However, just as she was born, I was made to experience the deepest despair I've ever known.
Come to think of it, Susato-san mentioned something like that, didn't she? It seems that there was a lot going on with my family at the time.
Well, I suppose there's no need to go into detail, but I wasn't sure at the time how to carry on. That's when Jigoku invited me to study abroad with him in the Great British Empire.
I couldn't help worrying about what might happen if I left Japan and you behind. So I ended up forcing him to come to London with me.
Anyway, those were the circumstances behind my decision. I want her to be able to do the things she wants as much as possible. Although women in this era have very few rights.
Professor Mikotoba.
That reminds me, Naruhodō-kun. I have a request I'd like to make of you.
Sure. What is it?
Well, actually,
Sorry to keep you waiting. Susato-san. What's that guy? Now then, let's move your luggage. I'll get that for you.
One moment please, bellboy.
Yes, sir.
That thing hanging from your neck, that's a camera, correct?
Yes, sir. I take photos of our guests' smiling faces on holidays for 5 shillings a photo.
Since we are all here, I'd like to have one, please.
With pleasure. Oh, but also, isn't that the coach guy? I guess he got fired and had to find another job. He's one of the jurors from like the first game. Thank you for coming with me today, Naruhodō-sama. My father seems glad that you came as well. I'm glad to hear that. Professor Mikotoba. I wonder what he was going to tell me. Now then, shall we head back to Baker Street? Iris-sama might be waiting for us with tea. Yeah, you're right. I can't help wondering about Asogi. Maybe we should pay Lord Vortex a visit later and ask him. Yeah. Alright, let's examine things first. Some guest luggage has just been abandoned there. I'm a little worried a thief will come. Look, the bellboy is keeping a sharp eye on them from afar. No need to worry. I can't help feeling like they're laying out a welcome mat for thieves. Suddenly, I get the feeling the bellboy is glaring at us. Perhaps it's because you're dressed all in black, Naruhodō-sama. What? You're blaming it on me? What's that shining treasure up there that looks like all the gems in the world all clumped together? It's called a chandelier. It's a lighting fixture for brightening large rooms in a lavish way. Is it really necessary to gather every gem in the world just to light a room? I believe it's just electric lighting in glass. If I tried to hang one of those from the ceiling in my room, it would smash right through the floor. Could you please quit finding fault with the chandelier? My god. Naruho's so innocent. That's the front desk. It's where guests who will be staying here check in and out. I see. So that would make that person there the head clerk? I'm sure he is. He's so well dressed. I wouldn't mind staying a few nights in a fancy hotel like this. I think the Great Japanese Empire might go under if they sent us enough scholarship funds to afford that. Leave it to the Great British Empire to charge scary high fees like that. Even this hotel has a painting of the Crystal Tower from the London's World's Fair. Well, the London World's Fair was a major event meant to be a show of the Great British Empire's prestige. I wonder how high the Crystal Tower is. It's certainly a scientific marvel. The bathhouse near my boarding house back home has a smokestack that's 20 meters tall. The old bathhouse attendant guy would brag that it was the tallest in the neighborhood. What? Incidentally, Paris, France has a tower that's 300 meters tall. What? How many of Turtle Bath's smokestacks would you need to stack on top of each other to equal that? Plus, if you made it that tall, wouldn't the smoke get stuck in there? Perhaps you should just forget about comparing it to the smokestack at Turtle Bath. Naruhodo is so innocent. I can't. What a precious boy. Okay, we are heading to Holmes's room, but I'm going to just stop it here for now since we're almost out of time. So we'll continue into the next video visiting Holmes' place. See you then. Or going back anyway. We stay there.